What if the wrong path wasn't wrong at all? Sometimes the path we imagine for ourselves isn't the one we end up walking. My journey has been anything but linear, but each step has led me right here. I grew up in Tehran, Iran, a place with a lot of restrictions, especially for women. It felt like boundaries were everywhere. What you could do, what you could say, what you could be. At the time, I didn't realize how this would shape me. Years later, when women life freedom movement started, it shook me to the core. That has become a code for women asking for freedom and basic human rights. Because I knew what boundaries and what restrictions felt like.
مهمان امشب ما هدیه صفیاری، مؤسس اپلیکیشن پرومپت هلت و محتواساز با داشتن بیشتر از 500,000 فالوور در تیک تاک در فضای مجازی.
اون از شروع اعتراضات صدای مردم ایران شده و تا جایی که میشه آگاهی رسانی میکنه و با ویدیوهایی که منتشر میکنه فالوورهاش رو در جریان اتفاقات ایران میگذاره. از سن 16 سالگی برای داشتن آینده بهتری با خانواده‌اش به کانادا مهاجرت میکنه.
هدیه داستان خودش رو به عنوان یک دختر ایرانی که در ایران و سختیاش بزرگ شده گفته که خیلی مورد توجه قرار گرفته. داستانی که خیلی از ما دخترها واقعا خانم‌های سرزمینمون از نزدیک لمسش کردیم.
داستان دختریه که بعد از انقلاب به دنیا آمده. در 9 سالگی براش جشن عبادت گرفتن و بهش یاد دادن که موهاشو بپوشونه. هیچ وقت نفهمید که توی مدرسه یا توی تیم ورزشی هم دختر هست هم پسر. یاد گرفت که مردو همیشه بیگانه بدونه. یاد گرفت که موزیک و خوشحالی رو در خلوت و یواشکی انجام میدن. هر باری که از خونه بیرون رفت در وجودش ترس از نیروی انتظامی بود. خسته شده. بستشه. از مردم دنیا کمک میخواد که بتونه آزاد زندگی کنه. The beauty of this city always amazes me. I had my 17th birthday in Vancouver, Canada. This is where we moved to with my family. I finished high school in Iran. I started first year college, and let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I remember times when I was recording my instructor voices because I couldn't keep up taking notes. I studied human kinetics in undergrad at University of British Columbia. I then pursued my master's in health. The science of human was fascinating. And then later on, I continued my MBA in business to learn more about human behavior. For years, I worked in healthcare, seeing people struggling, finding the right care. And I always wanted to solve this. So I used the tools I learned from my MBA, and I launched my own startup. I went from doing a pitch deck to raising funds to building a team, all of it. It was bold, it was messy, it was exciting, and it was exhausting all at the same time. And I learned one thing. I learned that people don't trust logos. People trust people. My purpose is to get as much wellness to as many people as possible. I didn't plan on being online, but during those startup days, I learned that the best way to connect wasn't through branding, it was through me. And I started a TikTok account 3 weeks ago. I'm at 22,000 followers right now. Oh my gosh. And it blew up. Like the number of testimonials and messages and DMs I get thanking me for what I'm doing because I'm saying I'm building a wellness community. It wasn't strategic, it was human. And something unexpected happened. It was COVID. Just like I was lonely, there were other people who were lonely too, and they were looking for a place to connect. There was this video I made about mental health, and the next thing I know, there were hundreds of men duetting, making a video side by side, me nodding their head about everything I was talking about. There was a letter that came from a woman who was about to take her life, but my voice changed her life. That's when I realized my voice, something I never thought about, has become the bridge to the world. Out of these conversations, a book was born. Not because I wanted to be an author or write a book to begin with, but because there were stories I heard I couldn't ignore. People who trusted me, people who felt seen, heard, and understood. There were friendships that were formed with complete strangers. They were the original group, I call them OGs, who became my best friends, people that I never met up until this day. There was a guy who was a police officer who was essentially my bodyguard every time I was online. When I was live walking on the streets, he reminded me not to show the streets where I live. Whenever there was inappropriate conversations, he kicked people out. There was a girl who read my comments and summarized them for me so I could use them for my book. There were people who read the first chapters and proofread them for me. And there were people who helped me with the name of the book, which was called Understand You. I asked, you answered, and it's now available on Amazon. Together, we made something bigger than me. A reminder that even strangers can connect and make a difference in each other's lives. After all this, I was offered to teach at a Canadian university. Standing in the classroom, I realized everything was connected. My education, my startup journey, and my online community, they weren't separate chapters. They were all part of one journey. And the lessons I learned from thousands of people, from thousands of messages, observing human behavior, lead me today to teach my students and guide my own work. Now we're here. This YouTube channel is the next chapter. It's about conversations that matter, insights on human behavior, and spaces to reflect and reset. It's not about me being the expert, and it's not just about my voice. It's about voices of others, stories, ideas, and moments to inspire. Every step, from restrictions to education, to startup, to social media, to book, to teaching, led to here. And now, the journey continues. Your voice, my voice, our stories, together will make an impact.
If my journey has taught me anything, it's that nothing is wasted. Every chapter connects, even the one that feels out of place. And maybe, just maybe, my story will remind you to use your voice too, because your story matters, just like mine.